It's important to note that selling online is a lot harder than offline because you lack the sincerity of voice and body language. That's where copywriting comes into the picture. Do you want to get more clicks, sign-ups, and conversions? It's all about your copy. Hi everyone, Peter is here with Online Biz Booster. If you want to be really successful in your online business, you will have to learn the laws of effective copywriting. Anyone can learn how to create an excellent copy, and that's what this lecture is about. Copywriting is an art of marketing that very effectively promotes your products and services. It's one of the most important skills in online marketing. The purpose of a copy is to persuade a person to take a specific action. That action can be anything, including clicking on an advertisement, signing up for a free trial, subscribing to an email list, downloading content, sharing on social media, buying a product, and more. The big difference between online and offline copies is the simple fact that people can take action instantly by clicking on a button or a link. Furthermore, you can measure the success of your online copy by tracking how many people clicked on a link or took a specific action. Copywriting is much more than just writing a sales page. A copy can be an advertisement, a landing page, a blog, an email you send to a list of subscribers, or any other form of written text you use to promote your business. You can motivate a person to take any kind of action. By integrating copywriting into your emails, websites, blog posts, ad campaigns, you can boost your conversion rate by a great extent. A sales page is where you send your prospects to sell them a product or service. Through an opt-in page, you get people to opt in for your email list with a free offer like an ebook, a white paper, a checklist, a webinar, or any useful content. An opt-in page is usually much shorter than a sales page, with a brief copy that is often straight to the point. It focuses specifically on the benefits of grabbing that free offer. An email promotion is an autoresponder message with a goal of making people click on a link. In the body part, you might see some tips and a link to buy a product or download a free ebook. Any advertisement that you create for your business, whether it's on social media, published on a relevant blog or website, or even a search engine ad, is considered a copy. In brief, an ad can incite action, but it is different from content. Content is generally meant to provide value. It can inform, educate, or even entertain. Now let's look at what makes a copy successful. A copy generally has more components, which especially applies to sales pages, but not so much in case of ads or emails. First, you want to know your target audience. Your target audience is the group of people you are selling your product to. It's essential to know who they are, what problems they have, and how your product will solve those problems. You want to know their gender, age, interest, income, problems, desires, and so on. You want to know what motivates those people to spend their money and buy your product. On the other hand, you want to communicate with them in a way that they feel connected to you. The more you understand them, the easier it will be to sell to them. For example, join online communities, forums, groups, and observe their behavior. It's important to understand that you can't appeal to everyone. If you think too generally about your target audience, your copy won't be specific and powerful enough. If you can't find out what they like, try to survey the customers that you already have. Ask them questions. What the main reason was they bought the product? What they liked about it? What didn't they like? To do it more effectively, offer them something in return. Once you know who they are, and how they are thinking, you have made good progress in your copywriting efforts. Now it's time to collect all the features and benefits of your product. First of all, understand the difference between the two. Features describe the functions of your product, how it looks and works. On the other hand, benefits explain how the product improves the customer situation. For example, the feature of a premium digital marketing course is that it's viewable on a phone with an app. The benefit of that course is you will get to know exactly how to increase sales in your business. In other words, the benefit is the end results your customer gets by buying your product. Most of the time, not the features but the benefits will sell a product. Although, combining both are essential for successful copy, focus on the benefits and also connect them with your audience. There is a crucial step a lot of business owners forget about. It is differentiating your product from others. It's called USP or Unique Selling Proposition. You need to think about what makes you different and why people should buy from you, instead of your competitors. You probably have many competitors selling the same stuff, so it's important to stand out from the crowd. Try to add some uniqueness no one else is offering and answer these questions. How is my product different from the alternatives out there? Why would my customer buy this product? Why is it better? Take note of everything that makes it special or unique. If you can't find anything unique, add an extra feature or a bonus. If you sell digital products, you might want to add an extra education, excellent customer service, community access, or one-to-one support. In case of physical products, added features might be some cheap but valuable bonus. Free shipping, free assembly service, faster shipping, and so on. When visitors land on your website, you want them to notice this extra value immediately. Sit down and do some brainstorming because coming up with something special is often difficult. Obviously, you should be aware of your customers' pain points and the problems your product solves. Fortunately, analyzing your competitors is a powerful way to get some good ideas. Go ahead and check what they are doing well and wrong so that you can learn from these and take it to the next level. There is one thing to keep in mind here. Don't make the mistake of differentiating yourself by lowering the price of your product. In this case, you won't be able to make a decent profit, and this is a financial suicide. Instead, focus on increasing value by adding things that cost little money. Of course, this is also something that you need to test and change if necessary. The headline is the first thing your readers will come across. It is in fact so important that you should spend quite a lot of time figuring out the right one. You only have a few seconds to make an impact on your viewers, so use this well. If your headline fails to grab the attention of your potential customer, it doesn't matter how good the rest of your copy is. Make it eye-catching and bold. You might also include a subheadline which should reinforce the message of the headline. By visiting related websites, advertisements in your industry, you might find some excellent headline ideas you can incorporate. Research the market and study other businesses. Do some brainstorming and always create several headlines so that you can decide which one performs the best by doing some split tests. Besides all this, you should always try to be as specific as you can in your headline. It means you shouldn't use round numbers or just some general information in there. For instance, how to save 942 in a month with this simple technique. A specific number like 942 as opposed to a round number tends to generate more attention and it's also more believable. The body covers most of your written copy. It must provide detailed information and elaborate on the headline of your page. In this part, you should answer the questions that your viewers may have about your product. It's required to include as much information as needed without being too lengthy. Of course, the more complex a product is, and the more it costs, the more objections a reader may have. Consequently, in case of a complex product, you need to make a much longer and detailed page to handle all the objections a reader may encounter. Once you finish your copy, go through it again and make sure you're not repeating yourself with unnecessary information. Too much information might distract your visitors from clicking on the buy button. Of course, the purpose of your copy is to motivate your audience to buy your product. There is a 4-step formula that can help you create a better converting copy, and this can be applied to any product you sell. This formula is called AIDA, which stands for Attention, Interest, Desire, Action. It means you need to raise attention with a benefit-driven headline or video. Maintain the interest with a well-formatted copy and design. Create desire by showing the benefits of your product, and finally, encourage your audience to take action. There are some powerful methods you can apply to help people make a decision to buy. The more persuasive your copy is, the more conversions you'll have. Conversion rate is the measure of how many people took a specific action after seeing your ad copy, visiting your site, opening your email. For example, if 100 people visited your website and 5 of them made a purchase or signed up for something, then your conversion rate is 5%. As you may have noticed, people always have excuses that prevent them from buying. They might think, I like it, but I come back later. I'm not sure, what if it doesn't work? And so on. You should be able to handle these excuses with the right techniques. By motivating your audience to take the desired action, you will be able to increase your sales. Therefore, we are going to look at some techniques that can make your copy more persuasive. As you may already know, emotions influence buying behavior. The product or service you are considering to purchase must connect with you on some emotional level. For example, you might buy shoes because you like how they look. Some other people buy them because of the brand. And some other buy them because of the price. Compelling copy affects people's emotions, but most of the time it's not enough on its own. Most people look for facts, information and social proof before purchasing something. They want to support the emotional decision with a logical argument. That's why there are testimonials, reviews, social proof, price comparisons and other marketing techniques that are so important. Therefore, it's essential for marketers to learn both the emotional and the logical part of copywriting. When writing a marketing copy, make sure to appeal to both parts of the brain. Try to integrate emotions into your copy. Use emotional words, tell stories. For example, sentences beginning with the word imagine. Imagine feeling confident about your retirement saving plan. Imagine you don't have to worry about your future anymore. Sentences beginning with what would it mean to you if? What would it mean to you if you knew you would be able to retire comfortably? Word feel and feeling are also good words. These sentences put the reader into the right state of mind to want to resolve those feelings and take action. It's a well-known fact that you only have a few seconds to grab your prospect's attention before they click away. People tend to read the headlines first. If it's interesting enough, they might read further or they scan it. If it isn't easy to scan, they click away. Most people generally scan the information and look for words and ideas. Additionally, you need to take into account that people may read your online copy on different devices, on a desktop, on the phone, or on a tablet. Therefore, it needs to be able to guide your reader's eyes through the content on any device. So what makes something easy to scan? Bullet points, subheadings, short paragraphs, short sentences, call to action buttons, bold text for important phrases. You want to keep your sentences simple and break up your paragraphs too. Having a clean design and plenty of space in margins makes it much easier for readers to concentrate on your content and sales message. By using bullet points to illustrate the features and benefits or more, you can deliver a lot of information to your audience in an easily digestible format. A call to action is a statement that tells your reader what they should do next. It might be something like buying your product, signing up for a free trial, calling you on the phone, signing up for an email list, downloading free stuff, and many more. It's an essential element of your copy because if you don't tell your audience what to do next, they are less likely to take action. For example, by using a call to action on a sales page, you usually ask for the sale. By using it on an opt-in page, you typically ask for the email address. Every opt-in and sales page should have a call to action. Don't make the mistake of thinking it's unnecessary because it's too obvious. If you use it the right way, by making it appealing, you might increase your conversions to a great extent. Psychological devices are different persuasive strategies. By merely using the word because, you can persuade others. It's a psychological tactic that works. Instead of just telling your prospect to do something, tell them the reason why. Another one is embedded command tactic. For example, here is what you get when you sign up for a service. The embedded command is emphasized. Sign up for a service. It's embedded into a sentence, so people don't read it as a command, yet it can help persuade them to take that specific action. A lot of people might decide not to buy your product now, but come back later, even if they are excited about it. In most cases though, they never come back to buy it. To handle this problem, you should create a sense of urgency. You may say that the price will increase in 2 days. Another option is to offer some bonuses, but only for a limited time. You can also limit the availability of a product. For example, act fast, only 3 tickets left. If you sell physical products, free delivery with conditions can also be powerful. For example, free shipping on all orders over 50. Placing coupon codes in your email and sending them to customers after signing up is a very efficient way of increasing conversions. You might also place a countdown timer on your website that creates urgency. Add money back guarantee to your offer to make the buying decision easier. Remember, make your readers act and buy now. Don't let them leave. Earlier I mentioned that people buy based on emotions, but you have to support it with logic and facts. Therefore, testimonials, social proofs, case studies, and different statistics are powerful ways to add credibility to your offer. People are looking for feedback and want to see that your website and product are legitimate. Testimonials should provide detailed information about how your customers use the product and the specific results they achieved. They don't have as much power as they used to in the past. Nowadays people might think that testimonials are just made up, but it's still worth using them. Ask your previous clients to write a few sentences about your product. It's even better if they are in video format. Additionally, you might support your copy by including case studies, social sharing tools, statistics, and other relevant data. For example, increasing your online presence with social sharing tools is also very powerful. This way, people can share or like your website. Consequently, it builds more trust by showing potential customers how many people shared or like your site. Price is a core component of any sales copy as well. It may be the first thing people are looking for when they land on your site. Try to reframe the price by comparing it to something more relatable. For less than a cup of coffee a day, you can have it. For the price of a cinema ticket. Or you might compare your services to other people's services or your price to its real value. This way, you can demonstrate cost saving. Another incredibly pricing technique is to use useless price points. Apply this where you sell more than one item or sell one in different packages. Let's see an example. We can see that the price in the middle is useless, but in reality it's not. People begin to compare them and it makes the last one look like an excellent deal. According to some research, prices expressed as a little less than a round number have a psychological impact. For example, $29 or $97. So people tend to perceive these prices as being significantly lower than they actually are, even if they are aware of this. Consequently, you should always try to apply this clever pricing strategy. Another essential marketing technique is to include a 3D cover of your product on your page, even if it's a digital product. 3D covers can make your product more attractive and your customers feel like they are getting something valuable. It helps them visualize it. When selling digital products online, they need to be appealing to your audience to make a great first impression. Additionally, by representing visually what they are going to receive, it will look more professional and of higher quality. There are lots of different software packages out there you can make 3D covers with. With an informative FAQ, you can handle all the common objections your readers might raise regarding your product. They might have concerns about the quality of your product, how to use it properly, from whom the product is right for, and so on. You need to address all these to win your customers. Actually, your page is never completely finished. There is always room for improvement. By doing some split test, you will know exactly which version gives better results. Split testing means you create two versions of your page and change just one element on one of your pages. You might split test more than one thing after each other, including the headline or the call to action buttons and so on. Split testing tools allow you to drive half the traffic to one page and the other half to the other page. During each test, you should analyze how your audience is reacting to them by driving targeted traffic to these pages. This way, you can continuously improve the effectiveness of your pages by trying out different techniques. Split testing different ad copies and email subject lines are also highly recommended. Not every website visitor of yours is ready to buy your product. You should take the opportunity to capture the email address with a lead magnet. A lead magnet is a free incentive for joining your email list. It's usually a piece of digital, downloadable content such as a free PDF checklist, report, ebook, white paper or video. Make sure this gift is strictly related to your product. Always list the benefits of why they should join your email list and use an appealing call to action. In case of a sales page, using an exit intent pop-up is the best way to trigger this lead magnet. Now you might be wondering, what is an exit intent pop-up? Basically, it works by tracking visitors' movement on a page and appearing when he or she is planning to leave your site. In other words, a JavaScript code detects when someone is about to change or close the browser tab. Once they sign up, send them follow-up emails about your product, but make sure they are useful and have educational content. It's an awesome strategy to promote your product to your audience indirectly. Another good incentive is to offer a discount coupon immediately on this exit intent pop-up. Your price was perhaps too high on the sales page, but with this discount, you might be able to convince your visitors to buy your product. Now let's talk about how your professional website should look like. Nowadays, building a website with drag-and-drop website builders is quite easy. But creating a website that generates sales is much more difficult. If your website visitors can't figure out during the first 5 seconds what your site is about, then there is a strong possibility they click away and leave. I know this sounds like a very low time frame to create a great impression, but that's the way how it works. You can ask some of your friends to tell you in 5 seconds what your website is about. If they can't tell it to you, then your site failed. So you need to make some changes. Do you know which part is usually responsible for this failure? As you may already know, it's your headline. Your design should clearly communicate your brand and the message you are trying to convey. Keep it clean and easy to read. Excessive use of fonts or colors will give your website an unprofessional look. I suggest you do not use more than 2 or 3 primary colors and fonts. Besides, web browsers need to download all the fonts you are using on your site, which can result in poorer performance. Keeping consistency is also important. It means that navigation menus are in the same place through the website. Text links have the same color. Website icons are from the same family. The color palette is simple. Form elements and submit buttons look the same, etc. When people visit your website, what they are looking for is clear information on how you can solve their challenges. A lot of unnecessary details would simply distract and confuse your visitors. Place more call to action buttons on your site and make sure they are consistent and the colors stand out. Yellow, orange, blue, red are good examples. The less time visitors have to spend looking for them, the sooner they take action. Make them big enough to grab attention. By using a back to top button, you can improve your website's user experience, especially if you have a long page. One of the best ways to create high converting sales pages is to observe the ones that inspire you to buy. Visit other websites related to your business and analyze how they have built their pages to generate sales. You might find effective strategies there that you can use on your own pages. Make sure not to copy the images or text. Instead, check how they are communicating, what style and design they are using, how they are presenting their offer, what elements they incorporated into the marketing strategies, and so on. Look for ideas, then build your page with your own words and images. I think the best places you can go to find successful sales pages are Gvizo, ClickBank, and Warrior Plus marketplaces. They have thousands of products from different vendors in every category. Go and check them out. Before building any sales page, I highly recommend you to take a close look at the successful ones. Remember, copywriting is a skill that you need to learn to be able to build and grow your business. When starting it for the first time, it might happen that your copy won't be the best one, but the more you practice it, the better you will become. Another option is to outsource the whole thing, if you really have no time. Even if you do outsource this task to someone, you need to be able to decide somehow just how efficient your site is. and how it could be further improved. Copywriting is all about providing solutions to problems. Don't wait any longer. Go through this guide again if necessary and take action now. Would you like to join a community where you get additional exclusive content for free? If the answer is yes, visit my website and follow the steps. What do you struggle with when it comes to copywriting? If you found this guide useful, please leave a comment or share it on social media. In addition, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching and have a beautiful day.